with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6 in HD.
Thank you for choosing Channel 3 for your news. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton.
And topping our news this evening, more about the 5 Woodmore Elementary students who have died as a result of Monday's school bus crash.
The latest name to be released is Ziana Harris.
And friends described Ziana as funny, sassy, anything but shy. She was only 10 years old and she loved to laugh. She was a 4th grader, and John P. Franklin Funeral Home in Chattanooga is in charge of the arrangements.
Also in the 4th grade, Zoe Nash. She was 9 years old. Family members say she was a gifted softball player. Zoe had just learned to pitch. She always kept a smile on her face, wore number 1, and could play anywhere on the field. Taylor Funeral Home is handling her arrangements.
We also remember Cordasia Jones, 9, a 4th grader. Family members say she loved being a big sister. In fact, she was going to turn 10 in 3 weeks. Taylor Funeral Home here in Chattanooga is handling the arrangements. Demayan Brown celebrated his 6th birthday in September. He was a kindergartner at Woodmore. Family members say he was smart, playful, and loved to go to school. And Zaira Mateen, 6 years old, only in the 1st grade, but she had already dreamed of becoming a doctor. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Kelly McCarthy spoke with Zaira's mother, Jasmine Mateen.
Jasmine Mateen says her 3 little girls always rode the school bus together to and from Woodmore Elementary. When she heard there was a crash, she told herself it couldn't be that serious.
I didn't think it was going to be anybody dead, especially not my baby.
Zaira Mateen was in 1st grade, just 6 years old. She died in the crash. Her 2 sisters, Zasmine and Zakaria Mateen, survived but were badly injured.
My baby had a whole life ahead of her. She was full of life, wanted to be a doctor. Now she can't be that.
Mateen says her girls have complained about this bus driver since the beginning of the year.
I've been calling, complaining about this bus driver since August. I done wrote a letter to the school. I done wrote a letter to the bus driver. The principal read the letter to the bus driver 2 weeks ago when I wrote the letter.
She says she now wants to homeschool her surviving children as she fights for justice for her daughter.
I'm not sending my kids back to that school. My kids ain't going back to school.
While her family grieves, Mateen says she needs prayers the most.
A lot of prayers, not just for me, for everybody, for every family member involved, for every deceased child. Everybody needs prayer.
In Chattanooga, Kelly McCarthy, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
A Knoxville mother who has felt the same grief and pain is comforting the families affected by the Woodmore crash.
Sharon Glasper's 7-year-old daughter was killed in a bus wreck just 2 years ago. Another young child and a teacher's aide also died. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Cameron Taylor is live from the memorial on Talley Road, a memorial that has been growing, I might add, with this Knoxville woman's message. Cameron?
Well, David and Cindy, the community is showing a lot of support here at the memorial on Talley Road. I want to show you what I'm seeing behind me. We see several teddy bears, balloons, and flowers. Just a few ways this community is rallying around those affected families. Another source of support coming from a Knoxville mother who lost her daughter in a bus crash nearly 2 years ago, and she hopes by talking with those families, she'll give them some comfort.
It's hard. The wound, it'll never heal. There's no healing.
Sharon Glasper says Chattanooga needs Knoxville's support. Her daughter, 7-year-old Soraya Glasper, died in a bus crash nearly 2 years ago. When she heard what happened on Monday, it broke her heart.
And it put us back at day 1, December 2nd of 2014, so we know exactly what they're going through. We know their pain and we feel their pain.
Glasper made the trip to Chattanooga to see how the community has come together. She spent time visiting some of the families affected by the horrific bus crash.
I want them to know that they're not the only ones going through it also. And that hopefully just me being here and my presence can encourage them in some kind of way.
Zaira Mateen's family is grateful for that support.
You know, it makes me feel good that people know that something needs to be done.
Glasper knows the healing process is tough since she continues to cope with her own daughter's death. She tells the family it'll be gradual, but they're not alone as they grieve.
All I can do is tell her it's going to be one day at a time. It's not going to be easy at all. It's a day-by-day, minute-by-minute process.
And Glasper hopes to visit with each victim's family. She knows that may not happen all today, but she's making it a priority. Live in Hamilton County, Cameron Taylor, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Cameron. The National Transportation Safety Board is looking into Monday's crash.
And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Sarah Sidery joins us live right now from Amnicola, where the NTSB held a news conference just a little bit ago. Sarah?
Well, Cindy, we've learned that the bus driver was not even supposed to be driving along Talley Road at the time of the crash. Investigators still aren't sure why he diverted from his route or if he had been doing this in the past. That's why they want witnesses or parents of children who rode the bus to come forward and give them any information that can help them figure out why he was driving along Talley Road when the crash happened. We also know that Jonathan E. Walker had a second job. He was worked as a packer at Amazon, and they are also looking into whether or not fatigue may have played a role in this crash. We already know that police are looking into speed being a factor, but that alcohol or drugs did not play a role in this crash. We also know that the cameras and the black box on the bus have been removed, but we've learned that those 3 cameras were damaged because of the severe crash.
The videos have been downloaded. We were having trouble downloading the videos because of the damage to the cameras, and because of the difficulty, we have not completed the download, and we're bringing an expert, one of our recorders experts in from Washington, who will be coming later this week to help, because we needed expertise in getting information from the damaged recorders.
Investigators also tell us that Durham, the company which is contracted through the schools that runs the buses, is cooperating fully with the investigation. We will have more on this coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. For now, reporting live, Sarah Sidery, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Sarah. A lot of information there, and follow us all evening, and we'll have more details from that NTSB press conference. You know, we're all still trying just to make sense of Monday's school bus crash, and state and local leaders are among those who are questioning the safety of our school buses,
including Governor Bill Haslam, who asked for a review of the school bus process. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Herron has more.
You know, despite all of these unanswered questions, the memorials here just continue to grow. A lot of teddy bears and heartfelt messages for all of these young lives that have been lost. One of those questions is, could seatbelts have helped in any way in this crash? Well, the NTSB is looking into that, but that hasn't stopped a renewed conversation about seatbelts on school buses. Bus 366 is forever silent after Monday's crash ended the normal laughter of a holiday week on the school bus. It will be a long time before Woodmore students and faculty move on without 5 of their classmates.
You're not supposed to have elementary classrooms with empty desks.
The crash renews old conversation of school bus safety. Chattanooga State Representative Gerald McCormick plans to write a bill that requires every bus to have seatbelts. Governor Bill Haslam calling for another look at the entire school bus process.
From how we hire drivers to how we ensure safety of the equipment to whether there's seatbelts on those buses.
Personal injury attorney Mark Warren wants to see seatbelts added to all buses because he says the cost is too great.
The real cost is in the future if more children are hurt because of a traffic accident involving school buses.
He's starting an online petition called Belts on Buses. Safety organizations are split on the issue. The National Safety Council supports the use of lap and shoulder belts in school buses and across multiple modes of transportation to ensure the safest ride for children. But in 2011, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration denied a request from the Center of Auto Safety to mandate 3-point seatbelts in all school buses, stating, "We have not found a safety problem supporting a federal requirement for lap and shoulder belts on large school buses, which are already very safe, leaving the decision to state and local jurisdictions.
People's opinions are starting to change, obviously, when you have rollover situations. So I'm certainly not an expert on that. I think what we can do is saying, given where we are right now, what should we do going forward?
Petition will be presented to state representatives when they return in January. If you would like to sign it, we have it posted on WRCBTV.com. For now, reporting live in Chattanooga, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Michelle, thank you. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 6.
A fatal early morning house fire in Cleveland has left a family trying to stay strong while picking up the pieces.
A few showers are moving across the Cumberland Plateau right now, from Grundy County all the way towards Sequatchie County. I'll tell you if there's going to be more rain, how much to expect, and what this weekend's going to be like, all on my 7-day forecast.
A house fire in Cleveland claimed one life overnight.
At least one other person was severely burned. And Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Greg Glover has more. Greg?
The victim was in failing health. He had suffered a stroke a couple of months ago, and family members who were alerted to the blaze couldn't get him out. Another member was flown to the burn center in Augusta.
Just going through to get the stuff that means the most that we can save. That's all we can do.
With morning light, family members sift through what remains after an overnight house fire in Cleveland claimed one life and sent others to the hospital. 3 adults and 2 children were inside the residence around 1 a.m. when the blaze broke out. Misty Brock is shaken by what she's had to endure so far.
Ashley came to my house and said that my parents' trailer had burnt down and my mom was in the hospital. My niece, which is Elisa, she was burnt real bad. She's in Augusta, Georgia. And my dad passed away in the house.
Fire investigators are looking into what caused the destruction of the Blythe Ferry Road place they'd called home for 20 years. Brock says she's been told it started in the living room.
My mom woke up and smelled smoke and went through the house screaming, "Fire, get out." And my older niece went out and jumped the fence and got help, and they tried to get my father out and they couldn't get him.
Brock's sister accompanied the younger niece to the burn center in Augusta. Gone are a parent, a home full of pictures, possessions, and memories, fixings for Thanksgiving and Christmas gifts too. Add to that the fact that now a sister and a critically injured niece are stranded more than 5 hours away.
We just need all the prayers we can get. I mean, it's going to be a hard time. Funeral and, you know, going and seeing her and everything. It's going to be a tough time right now for our family.
You may have seen a picture there with the Channel 3 logo on the back. Coincidentally, the family were winners of one of our televisions here in a contest we're running at the station just a few days ago. The Red Cross is assisting the family, but that will do just a little. There was no insurance on the home, so they've set up a GoFundMe page. If you'd like to help, find the link to the story on our website. In the studio, Greg Glover, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Greg. Cooler temperatures are making it seem more like the holidays.
We'll find out how long they will remain, and wait until you see Paul's extended forecast. You'll see something in there we haven't seen in a long time. We'll be right back.
Well, we got an update on the drought monitor. It's getting worse. Yeah, that's right. The drought's getting worse. There's exceptional areas going further north. The extreme areas going further off to the west, covering pretty much Nashville now. So almost our whole area is under exceptional drought, which is the worst drought you can be under. Just a little bit of the Cumberland Plateau and the Sequatchie Valley under extreme drought. Obviously, we're all suffering from this, but things will be changing, I think, coming up next week. Things are looking a lot better. We have a few sprinkles that are moving across, it looks like now Cagle Mountain area, heading towards Pikeville, Fall Creek Falls. You may see a sprinkle. This is just very, very light rain that's moving by. There's more sprinkles further down to the south and to the west out near Huntsville. Most of the rain, though, is from Nashville on northward all the way up along the Ohio River Valley, then all the way up into Indiana, Ohio, and snow up into Michigan right now as this cold front approaches. It's kicking off some of these showers, but there's not a lot of moisture to work with. Winds are light and out of the south. It's 66 in the city. Dalton and Cleveland and Athens all at 64. Murphy's at 55. 68 and 37, the high and the low, so very nice day temperature-wise. Skywatchers told me 70 in Trenton with 67 in Dalton and 68 in Chatsworth and Lafayette, while it was 67 in Ottawa. 70, though, in Delano, and we also had about 62 Lookout Mountain, while Mulberry Mountain was 67, Signal Mountain was 64, Ringgold 68. We had 60s north of the city, too, and a couple 70s, one in Jasper, one in Etowah, and then Murphy hit 66. Kegel Mountain 62, and maybe a few sprinkles up there. Vipercast, this is our very own computer model that we look at every day, and again showing a few sprinkles overnight. Overnight, maybe just a little bit heavier rain spots, but generally a 1/10 of an inch or less, the way things are looking now. Lots of clouds hanging through the first half of tomorrow, then some breaks in the clouds in the latter part of the day and into the overnight hours. Again, mostly cloudy skies. By 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday, mostly cloudy and the rain's out of here. Vipercast is saying a 1/2 inch Chattanooga. That's not going to happen. We may see, if you're real lucky, a 1/10 of an inch, but most of us will probably see less than that because these showers are moving pretty fast and there's not that many of them. Benton 66 for tomorrow with the chance for a shower in the morning. Sale Creek, you'll hit 68, mostly cloudy skies, and again, a slight chance for a sprinkle in the morning. Tonight, we're going to hit 53 for the low with a few light rain showers. For tomorrow, highs near 69 with a slight chance for a morning shower, probably before the sun comes up, and then mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies. By tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 46 for the low with light winds. The 7-day forecast has Friday at 69. Saturday, a little bit cooler, but lots of sun. Lots of sun coming back on Sunday, too. Temperatures not too bad. We're looking at about 63 on Sunday. Monday, clouds are going to really increase with 66 and an excellent chance for rain moving in on Tuesday. The question on Tuesday is when does it start? Right now, it looks like middle of the afternoon, but it could even be late in the afternoon, but we'll keep an eye on this long way off. But an excellent chance for rain could be significant, a 1/2 inch to an inch at least. Some of the computer models saying even more than that later on at the end of next week too. So hopefully we'll break this, put a little dent in the drought, I'm hoping.
We are due.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Next in sports, the support from Tennessee's brightest stars pours in for Woodmore.
Very special visit at Erlanger this morning. Butch Jones and a few Vols were in town to visit and show support, all before class even started. And we'll get you caught up on the prep football beat. You're seeing Dalton there. The Catamounts will be hosting a quarterfinal game. Paul will have a preview for you when we come back.
Since Monday's press conference, Butch Jones has been getting hammered by fans and media alike for his Life Champions quote. If you need caught up on that, we'll have it online in just a few. But instead of harping on the negative and strange sound bites from head coach Butch Jones, how about something positive, something that really matters, especially in our community? And that right there is a picture of exactly that. It's from Children's Hospital at Erlanger this morning. It's Butch Jones, Alvin Kamara, Derek Barnett, and Jalen Reeves-Maben. They flew to Chattanooga at 7 a.m. to show support for those affected by the tragic Woodmore Elementary bus crash. There's 6 children who were on the bus still at Erlanger, 5 in the ICU, 1 in regular care. Butch and the Vols toured the ICU, the ER, and the patient floor. They gave out shirts, visited children, and thanked the staff.
It was something that we just thought of, and I ran it by some players, and they said, Coach, I'd love to go. And I will tell you what, we talk about resolve and resiliency, is talking with these parents, how brave they are, and seeing it firsthand, it makes you feel helpless as an individual. It's something that I'll always cherish, I'll always remember, and it's the least that we can do. And I'm gonna look forward to having all those kids. I want to do something special for them at the halftime of our spring football game.
Hey, we also heard from Chattanooga head coach Russ Huesman on Woodmore yesterday. Huesman said as he's getting set for the playoffs, he's using perspective. So Weber stayed at Chattanooga Saturday at 2, and as he said, yeah, it's just a game, but it's a game they'd like to win. To win this one, Huesman says, it's almost like beating themselves.
I think it starts up front with them, kind of like us. They've got 3 seniors on up front. They've got 2 good running backs. Their quarterback, you know, he's not your typical dual threat quarterback, but he can run it. And defensively, you know, kind of revolves around their linebackers. I think they've got probably this set of linebackers is the best we'll face all year. They're comparable. They kind of look like us. I mean, they're very comparable, and we're very comparable to them.
On the prep beat, Dalton's undefeated run rolls into the quarterfinals. The Catamounts are at home Friday night with Coffee. And yes, it's also a play on words because head coach Matt Land says watching Coffee's film can keep you up at night.
Well, they're all the things you want. They're big, they're fast, they're athletic, they're experienced. It's certainly a veteran team, and I think they're well coached.
Are they run heavy? Are they pass heavy? Are they defense heavy? I mean,
yes, and yes. They're all the things that you want.
Land says Coffee's defense stands out above all, so it's strength on strength Friday night. We will be there for highlights. In Tennessee, both South Pittsburgh and Marion County are hosting playoff semifinal games, and Friday, the Warriors host Austin East in 2A, and the Pirates will host last year's 1A state runner-up Greenback. We'll hear from both coaches tonight at 11. And quickly, more on Woodmore. We know the Tennessee Titans have given $25,000, and they're going to wear a WES emblem on their helmet this weekend against the Bears. And Weber State and their head football coach are raising money for the Woodmore Fund as well. There's a link we've tweeted out right now.
Yeah, there's a great video of their coach.
Really
very moving, and we really admire them for that gesture.
Coach Jay Hill on Twitter. Thank him.
Super guy.
Yes. Paul Barris.
All right, let's look at the radar right now, something we haven't done in a long time. We got some showers moving across the Cumberland Plateau from northern part of Marion County up towards Cagle Mountain and just approaching Pikeville. So these showers moving off to the north and east. We could see more showers throughout the nighttime hours. So get ready for that. It's great news.
Paul,
a little
thank
bit of
you.
rain.
All right. Have a good evening.